Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure my outline is activated. I'm going to go to Edit and Cut, and then Edit and Paste as a new image. And there I will have my outline on a new canvas. Now I'm going to come over here to my canvas I was working on, and I'm going to reactivate the cow. So you have this for a color palette. Again, you can make it any color you want. I'm just choosing to go with the original colors on this. First I'm going to flood fill his body. So I'm going to need my magic wand, and I'm going to click inside all the areas I want white. And as you're clicking, when you click more than one area, you'll have to hold shift as you click inside more areas. So I'm just going to click inside all his little areas. Now I'm going to go to Selections, Modify, and Expand. I'm going to expand by 2 pixels. Now I'm going to create a new raster layer. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to drag this layer below the outline. This will be, I'm going to name it Fill, because this will be the layer that I fill the cow on. I'm going to just flood fill all the areas that need to be white. Now I'm going to go to Effects, while it's still selected, while you still have your marching ants, Effects, 3D Effects, and Cutout. Now I'm going to pick my shadow color as a light gray, and my flood fill, the fill interior, as a white to preserve the original color. My vertical I'm going to drop to 5, horizontal to 5. Blur, I'm going to change my blur to 20, and opacity to 75. Click OK. Now that will give it a more offset white color, not a pure white shade. Now I'm going to select None. Now I'm going to fill his hooves. I'm going to click on my magic wand again and back to the outline layer, and I'm going to click inside again, holding shift, click inside his hooves. Now I'm going to go to Selections again and Modify and Expand, again expanding by 2. Going back to my fill layer, I'm going to take my eyedropper inside my foregrounds, click it open. I'm going to come over here and pick the brown shade from the original, and I will pick my flood fill tool and flood fill his hooves. Again, I'm going to go to Effects, 3D Effects, and Cutout. Now this time I'm going to change the shade color. I'm going to pick a shade lighter than my fill. The fill will be the original color that we used. Settings the same. Click OK. Again, Selection, select None. Now I'm going to be filling his snout and his ears. So I'm going to click my magic wand again. Oops. Make sure you're on the outline. Click inside there and his ears. Again, Selections, Modify, and Expand. Go to your fill layer. Pick your color. Flood fill tool. Flood fill it. Again, Effects, Cutout. Now I'm going to use a light shader than we used, with the fill as our original. Click OK. Again, select None. Now I'm going to fill his patches. Now what I forgot to do was make his patches on his body, which is okay, we can fix that. I'm going to reactivate my original, zoom in again on the outline layer. I'm going to grab my pen tool again. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to, oops, I need to fix that, I need to make that black again. take my pen tool and I'm just going to trace his patches. Like so. Alright, now I'm going to see his patches. I'm going to come up here to edit. I'm going to cut. Minimize that for now. Make my outline active. I'm going to paste as a new layer. Take my mover tool and just move the patches into place. And then I'm going to take and right click on the layer palette and merge down. So now it's a part of the original pattern. So we fixed that easily. And I'm going to click inside my patches now. Remember to hold shift. I'm going to activate the flood fill layer. Selections and modify expand. Expand again by 2. And I'm going to grab my flood fill, and with the black color selected, flood fill his patches. I'm going to go to effects, 3D effects, and cutout. Cutout shade will be a dark gray. Fill color will be black, of course, like we used. Click OK. Select none. Now it's time to fill his collar. It's going to click inside the collar. I'm going to activate the outline layer. Click inside the collar, selections, modify and expand by 2. Click OK. Activate the fill layer. Grab your paint bucket. For this I'm going to use a blue color, I think, to fill. Maybe that shade will be good. Swing that around so that's on top. Flood fill it. I'm going to come up here to effects, 3D effects, cutout. Again, we're going to shade with a light blue. I'm going to do that so I can see what. That's a good shade, I think. Flood fill it with the original color. Click OK. Select none. Now it's time to fill our bell. Make sure your outline is selected. This time I'm going to use a gradient to fill it with. Most bells are copper color, so let's see, I have a metal copper. Maybe I'll just use a metal brass color for this. Angle at 0, repeats at 0. Click OK. Grab your flood fill and just selections, modify, expand by 2. Go to your flood layer, fill it. Effects, cutout, cutout. Select that. I'm going to do a light color to shade. The fill will be the original color. Okay, select none. Now we got to fill his horns now. So grab your magic wands, make sure your outline layer is checked. Modify and expand. Expand by 2 again. Come to your fill layer. I'm going to fill this with white as we did before. Fill. Now we're going to go to 3D effects, cut out again. The lightest shade of gray you have. Flood fill with a white. Okay. Select none.